welcome to John's Model Making. Thank you for tuning in. Today I've got the next two issues of the Lancaster Bomber 29 and 30. Now you know I had a problem with the motor after issue 27-28, but now it's working. You can hear that motor going. Pop the propeller on. I know it's not fully stable this yet. There we go. There's a bit of a wobble at first there. It's not, yeah, there we go, that's better. But it's working fine now. It took me a good couple of hours to sort this out. I did find a defect with the parts, and it's like I said in the last video, the firewall 27A, oops, still on. The firewall 27A, I'll show you on the overhead a picture of the firewall 27A and where the problem is. For me anyway, I don't know about anybody else. And what I've had to do to actually get it to actually work. Because if you get any little obstruction in that shaft, it just seizes up, doesn't want to know. But it's working perfectly alright now, but it took me a while to get it sorted. Okay, so this is the parts listing for 27. There is the firewall. As you can see, that hole there, that is where the motor will reside. When I put my motor in, it was offset from the centre. And if I moved it the other way, just swapped it around, it was further offset down at the bottom, which was quite annoying, to be honest. It had to be, it should have been dead central, and it would have made a big difference if it was. There you can see the motor going into it. Now there isn't a picture I can show you, except for here, where you can see the sheath coming out. And the problem was, because the sheath wasn't dead centre, the shaft, obviously the propeller shaft that I was going through, it was catching, going through the engine. And basically I filed all the way through to open up the channel for that shaft. And then after that, well, I had to replace this little silver screw because it just lost its thread on the plastic. I put a bit of a longer one in now, so the bearing is captured, no problem. But it did take me quite a while because I was playing about with these bearers. I haven't glued them in, and I could adjust the bearers so one side was fully in, the other side was partly in, and it would work perfectly alright. And without the firewall, it worked perfectly alright. But it was just a matter of getting that shaft absolutely dead centre all the way through, and now it's working fine. So, but it has took me quite a while to do it. I'm not 100% happy with the fact that it's such a well, there's no tolerance in the parts basically, and it has to be exact. It's well, there we go. It's working fine, so you can stop it. There you go. I can add a bit more resistance on that now and it's fine. Whereas before I could just touch it and it would stop. And that's with everything loose, but now everything is in place. I haven't glued the bearers. That's as far as the bearers will go. I have emailed Hachette to let them know, but to me the problem is this firewall here for the engine. That sheath is less than a millimetre this way than that way, and that was the problem. So like I said, I took the shaft off and the bearer off, the bearing at the front here, took all that out, and then I used the file. I'll show you which file. There we go. I used that file at first to open it up, and then this one just to sand it down a little bit, just to make the gap for the shaft that little bit more. I mean, it is solid, it's not rocking around or anything. If I put the propeller on, that is a bit of a loose fit, that, so I would imagine we'll get something else at the end of that. But there you go. It's a bit of a wobble at first until it settles itself down. Well, that's fine, that. it did take a lot of time to get it resolved, which I'm not happy about, because I know for a fact. There you can see the firewall there. See the firewall there with the sheath and the shaft coming through. It is slightly more to this side than that side. And with the motor in this position, with the red lead at the top, is the best place for it, because I turn it the other way and it's offset further down the bottom. Again, another big problem. Yeah, it's just not central coming through. To me, this is slightly off where the mounting points are for the motor. But anyway, you know, it's sorted now. There we go. Anyway, there's stage 29. Let's have a look what we need to do. The engine cowling 1. Details are fitted to the outer cowling of the starboard, inboard engine and landing gear well. Okay, so we've got what? 1, 2 pieces, 3 pieces to pop into place, and that is completed work. There's a beautiful picture. Lancaster's in action. There we are. Lancaster Mark II. Cracking picture. That British Hercules V1 radial engine. Lovely jubbly. And the Battle of Britain Phase 1. That'll be a cracking read. Excellent. And then we have stage 30. The engine cowling part 2. The flame damper shroud is fitted to the starboard side of the starboard inboard engine cowling. We only have one piece to fit, which is that piece. The other two will fit later. There we go. That is it for stage 30 basically. And more about the overall Lancastrian, the Battle of Britain Phase 2. Excellent. There we go. And then your next set of parts: cylinder blocks for the inner and outer side, cylinder head cover, engine block, dynamo sump and radiator control jack. Right, okay, excellent stuff. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on with the build. Okay, let's get the parts out. Okay, those are our parts, and I thought this was going to be metal, but it's actually plastic. Anyway, first thing we need is 29B. This is the flame damper, and that fits into them 4 holes just there. Now, it will just slot into place, something like that. And we've got to get some glue as well. And we need the ice guard, which is 29C, I believe. This has one peg bigger than the other, and that will go there. Let's see, get that. There we go. Clicked into place. We could put some glue on that if we wanted. Make sure we get that the right way around. No, I didn't think it was. This is going to go this way. It's the shape of it. There we go. That's that in place. Nicely clicked into place. You can see it doesn't really need any glue, but you can pop some on if you want. But yeah, just make sure you get that the right way around. And then we have the door, which we don't glue, just goes onto that little peg there. This will be held in place. There we go. And it's got to open and close. There we go. Excellent. That looks superb. Yeah, when we put the other piece on, so when we put this over the engine, that will get clamped together. There we go. So that is stage 29. Let's move on to stage 30 and get the parts out. So we have stage 30, which is the engine cowling number 2. There we go. Those are the parts for stage 30. We have the starboard, inboard, engine cowling, starboard side, obviously, flame damper shroud, carburetor intake, oil cooler intake, and 2 PB screws. Obviously the screw will go through there, so that's why we can't put that on yet. The only thing we can put on is that little piece, yeah, which is 30B, which is a flame damper shroud. Okay, pop one to one side and we'll get the flame damper shroud popped into place. There's 4 pegs Get it lined up. I haven't glued the other one. I didn't see the point, to be honest. Check, make sure I've got this the right way around. Yep, there we go. I'm definitely not going to glue that. But that is basically all we do at this stage. So we keep hold of them, and obviously that will go there like that. You can see where that control shutter is concerned, where that gets clipped into place, and you can see where one of the screws goes, just here. Yep. And there's a couple of pegs at the back as well. We'll see if we have to do that in the next issue. But that is it for stages 39, stages 29 and 30. So there we go, guys. That's the engine cowling. Bit disappointing really, I thought these were metal when I first looked, but they're not, they're plastic. They do look good, but they're not metal. Never mind. And here we have the engine again. There we go. Still going nicely. Excellent stuff. Brilliant. I'll wait now for a reply from Hachette to see what they say. They probably will just send me another issue 27, since that's what I've highlighted in the message that I sent to them. But we'll wait and see. Yeah, I have got one or two wires off here as well, which I need to pop into place as well, because I'll be making minor adjustments to the front of this where the bearing is concerned, because obviously with that screw you can adjust it so it will actually adjust the performance of that bearing. So if you over tighten it, it will stop it from working anyway, and if you under tighten it, it will just wobble around a little bit too much. So yeah, a lot of fiddling about to do. Anyway, there we go, that is it for this month. Hopefully next month, as long as everything is going perfectly alright with this build, I'll see you again for the next 4 issues. So anyway, thanks for tuning in and watching. Stay safe. See you soon. Bye for now.